This video is proudly sponsored by the folks over at NordVPN, and if you've watched this channel before, you know that NordVPN is a service that everyone should use. And as someone who's been hacked before, I highly recommend you use a VPN on all of your devices because it can keep you safe from hackers who want to steal your information. It can help you get around government blocks, and it can keep corporations who want to track your data from being able to do so. Plus, there's a ton of other features that NordVPN offers. For example, it can actually block advertisements on your Android device, or you can use it to make it look like you're in a different country so you can access content on a streaming service you can't access any other way. Or if your internet service provider messes with you for using BitTorrent, this is a great way to hide it from your internet service provider. They won't know that you're using torrent at all. And the reason I choose NordVPN as my VPN provider is because they are simply the best provider out there. They have blazing fast speeds with servers in over 62 different countries. They have some of the best encryption for when you're connecting to a public Wi-Fi, and they have 24 hours, 7 days a week support. And by the way, it is entirely risk-free to try NordVPN because they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Go to nordvpn.com/BOOGIE, and if you sign up for the 3-year plan, you'll save 75%. That comes out to $2.99 a month. And if you use coupon code BOOGIE, they'll give you a free month as well. Not to mention, you'll be supporting me and this channel as well, and you can guarantee that our videos will continue to come in your inbox for a very long time. What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie298 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet, and this is my most anticipated games list of 2019. These are the games I think they might screw up, but let's hope they don't. Do me a favor, if you like this video, drop a like down below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate it if you would. And if you're already subscribed, hit that notification bell so you'll be one of the first people to watch one of these videos as soon as they go live. And while you're down there, let me know what games you're most excited about this year. Do you have a #1 game you're most looking forward to? Let me know. Starting off this list is a game I feel like I've been waiting to play for literally forever, and that is Kingdom Hearts 3. And I got a chance to play the demo for this at E3 this last year, and I have to say, I was blown away. It is exactly the game I was expecting and hoping for. Now, whether or not it holds up past the demo, it's hard to say, but my first impressions were really, really good. Now, there has been a ton of Kingdom Hearts games since Kingdom Hearts 2, but I've just been waiting. I haven't really wanted to invest in anything that wasn't Kingdom Hearts 3, and even though I did purchase some of those games and I did dabble with them and play like some of the remakes and watch some of the movies, honestly, I find the non-core games to be confusing and weird and not the game I was expecting. The good news is the demo played almost exactly the way I expected it to play. It played a little bit like Kingdom Hearts 2, but a little bit more like Final Fantasy 15 combat, which I enjoyed immensely. So I have really, really high hopes for this game. I just hope they don't screw it up. Now, when it comes to Crackdown 3, this has been on my most anticipated games list for about 6 years now, it feels like. I do know it was on my 2017 list and my 2016 list. This game has been delayed time and time again, but it looks like it's coming out relatively soon, though I don't know if that's a good thing. The original design for Crackdown 3 was insane graphics, all done through cloud computing with fully destructible environments where you could take down entire skyscrapers with your combat, and that obviously seemed very appealing. Now, the version of the game that we're actually going to get seems very different from that. According to IGN, this is what gameplay looked like back in 2015, with fully destructible environments and buildings just exploding and shattering, and yeah, this is a game I really looked forward to. And now, according to IGN, just released about 2 weeks ago, here's some gameplay footage now. And it definitely seems to be focusing more on the combat and focusing more on the skill system and seems to be a much more complete game, but it's not the game I was promised. And I'm not saying that means it's going to be a bad game. I honestly don't know yet. Until I get a copy, I can't say for sure. It is still one of my most anticipated games because either it's going to be a success or it's going to be a flop, but I'm just excited to find out at this point. After years and years of waiting, I'm looking forward to finally getting my hands on this game in the next couple of months. Next up on the list is Anthem, and I have to say I'm expecting this game to be delayed at this point. It is difficult to even find gameplay footage of this game as it is right now. You're looking at some alpha gameplay posted by IGN, and this was posted on January the 4th. So who knows at this point whether or not this game is going to be delayed, but I do have some very serious reservations. Obviously, this game seems to be heavily inspired by Destiny, which means it might have a fairly similar business model to Destiny. And since it's being made by EA, I worry about that. Now, when it comes to space shooting, when it comes to class-based and gun collecting and looting and exploring alien planets, all of that, I'm into that. I'm into the core gameplay. I'm just really concerned to see what EA is going to do about it. And here's the thing. We still know so very little about the game. Even if I try to deep dive, there's just not a lot there to be known. This game is due out in the next 6 weeks, so I'm hoping to eat my words when this happens. I hope we get a lot of information in the next 6 weeks, and I hope that we get to actually see some hands-on footage. I hope we get to play a beta. I hope that we're able to deep dive this game and know a lot about it before it's released, but it worries me that we know so little, and I think it's going to get delayed. Next up on the list is a game that I'm not entirely certain is coming out this year, but I'm really hoping it will, and that's Last of Us 2. Now, according to Alana Pierce on Twitter, this game is firmly, absolutely going to happen in 2019, but a lot of people are thinking 2020, but I'm anticipating it so much that I'm putting it on the list anyway because this is easily one of my top favorite franchises. If you own a PlayStation and you still haven't played through Last of Us, I highly recommend it. It is probably very different from what you're expecting. It is very different from your average zombie game. It's very different from your average survival game. This is such a much better take on both of those genres. The storyline is absolutely incredible. And if you don't own a PlayStation, I highly recommend you at least watch somebody play through that game. The first 15 minutes of the original game is better than any other game that was released during that time frame. And Last of Us left me wanting more, even though the expansion was pretty good. I want to see what happens to Ellie. I want to see more of the world. I want to see how that world is going to progress. So as long as they don't mess this one up, I'm super excited. And I'm 98% sure they're going to get this one right. Next up on the list is Doom Eternal. And that name really inspires some excitement in me. Obviously, I was a huge fan of the previous last Doom. It felt like a return to form with a lot of the old school exploration and gameplay, and the game was ultra violent and ultra cool and just ultra fun to play with a lot of different stuff to do. I just felt it felt a little bit samey towards the end, so hopefully they can really pick up the formula and really advance it with this new game. And I fully expect the single-player version of this game to be well worth the $60 investment price, but I'm really hoping with Doom Eternal, they step it up a notch and take the Doom Eternal name and make that map editor something more interesting and more grand and more fun with a lot more options so that people can make entire custom campaigns. And I want to see the multiplayer fully deliver. The multiplayer in the last game was kind of sparse, which is fine because the single-player was very, very good, but I would love to see the multiplayer and the map editor for this game be amazing. But as long as that single-player campaign is good, I'm going to be happy. And next up on the list, stick with the blood and gore. We are going with Mortal Kombat 11. And let me say, I absolutely adore the Mortal Kombat series and have for my entire lifetime since I played the very first one in an arcade. So obviously, I'm a fanboy of this franchise, but this does look promising. And if you didn't play Mortal Kombat X, you may be surprised to find out just how good this series has gotten. The combat, for a casual like me, was absolutely amazing in Mortal Kombat X, and whereas I do find myself enjoying the Injustice series a little bit more, I really hope that Mortal Kombat can take some of the things I love about Injustice and put it into the series. And I'm hoping we'll see a nice big roster with a lot of variety and a lot of stuff to do, and more importantly, Ed Boon, if you're watching this, none of the microtransactions that were included in X. That kind of ruined the game for a lot of people, including myself. I want to see this game monetized, not too differently to say how Smash Bros. Ultimate is monetized. I do want to see easy fatalities. I do not want to pay 25 cents to execute them. So please, do us a favor, Ed. Don't screw this game up. I'm counting on you, buddy. Next up on the list is Days Gone. And yes, this is survival. And yes, this is zombies. And I know we are all so burnt out on those things, but something about this horde mechanic that this game seems to be using seems really fascinating and interesting to me. And then as they show more gameplay, they show how you're having to deal with other survivors as well as zombie hordes like this, and I really, really feel like they are onto something here. I'm hoping that it's going to innovate on these formulas. There's nothing wrong inherently with survival games. There's nothing wrong inherently with zombie games. It's just they have all been done to death, and they've all been done in the same way over and over again. And unless you have a very solid single-player story like you would have with Last of Us or Last of Us 2, then what do you have? This shows some innovation with the horde mechanic, some innovation with the survival mechanics. I'm holding out hope. Now, like I said, the game may not turn out to be good, but I'm hoping that it will, and I'm just waiting to find out at this point. I'm anticipating either the fail or the success, but it is one of the last PlayStation exclusives I think we can expect for this generation, so of course I'm excited. And then next up on the list is, of course, Halo Infinite. And why wouldn't I be excited about this game? Obviously, it's a Halo game, and I'm a Halo fan, so I'm very excited to play this next entry into the franchise. But there's a lot of rumors that this game may also launch on PC at the same time. And you look at these incredible graphics for this game, you can kind of understand why. Obviously, this would look great on the Xbox One X, but it would also look really great on PC as well. This is yet another game I don't expect to be out in 2019. I expect it to be delayed, but currently it's slotted and rumored as coming out in November of 2019, which would make a lot of sense because, you know, the Xbox does need all the exclusives it can get. I do hope this ends up on PC, but I'm excited about this game because I love Halo gameplay. I love Halo multiplayer. I'm excited to see how they end up monetizing it, if they monetize it at all. Maybe we'll just get a complete game for $60. Who knows? But more importantly, I'm interested in seeing what the story holds because I was so dissatisfied from the last Halo entry. I'm really excited to see what happens next. And next up on the list, and there's another game that probably will not make it out this year, but I really hope that it does, and this is Cyberpunk 2077. And after seeing this game get played at E3, after seeing the hour-long walkthrough for this game, I don't know how you couldn't be excited. And I really hope this game does make it out this year. CD Projekt Red just makes games the way they want to make them, and they don't care if there's like adult themes, they don't care if there's, they don't care. They just don't care. And the other thing they don't care about, it seems like sometimes, is making money, because they will sell you a complete game for $60, and if they sell you DLC, you're going to get your money's worth when it comes to the DLC. But ignoring all of that and just looking at the fact that we haven't had a good Cyberpunk game for a really long time, we haven't had an RPG like this for a while, we haven't had anything set in this world that was true to the original world the way this game is true to the original vision of the Cyberpunk world. This game just looks like it's going to be good all around. The fact that it's being made by a really good set of developers who really know what they're doing is just gravy. It really is. And finally, at slot number 10, I'm putting two different games that I know absolutely nothing about. I can't show you trailers because there are not trailers, but there are two Nintendo games slated for this year that I'm very excited about, and that is a potential Animal Crossing, which hopefully with this January Nintendo Direct, we will get some information about it, and then the mainline Pokemon entry game that we are supposed to get this year. Hopefully we'll get some news about that in the January Nintendo Direct. Both of those games are historic franchises that I love, game series that I love. Getting a mainline Pokemon game with all of the details for the Nintendo Switch would be absolutely amazing, and getting an Animal Crossing game on the Switch might give me a reason to finally stop playing a bit of Smash Brothers for a little while. So both of those games take the number 10 slot because I know nothing about them, because there's nothing to know yet, because Nintendo, as always, is being secretive. Hey, and that's it. That's 10 games. Now, I did want to do more than 10 games, so if you give me a reason that this video gets enough likes and you share it enough and it gets enough views, we will do a follow-up. We'll talk about the other games I'm excited about, because there's so many games this year I'm really excited to play. I'm hoping that this is another stellar year for gaming. It looks like this console generation has been absolutely amazing, and I've been so glad to share it with you guys. So let me know what you think in the comment sections below, what games should be on the next list if I make it. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon.